My baby loves space. He is obsessed with story time with Judy. He loves other babies and he's very outgoing.
We've been attending space since she was 3 weeks old. It was one of our first outings. And it has honestly been a lifesaver for us.
It's unknown territory being a first-time mum, and it's so reassuring talking to other local mums. Judy and Anita have also created a judgment-free space where I have felt safe to be myself and bring questions and concerns.
Initially I started going because my sister-in-law went to a space group in New Plymouth, and one of my close friends up here said you need to find mums who have babies the same age as your baby, who are local and who are not working. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to space and I'll see how it goes. And it's been great for me as well. It's just like all the good things that you need when you're a new mum, space provides.
My husband works long hours and it's just a little bit of sanity for me. I honestly can't thank anyone enough who has put time and effort into space. As a new mum and doing it, my family live quite far away and my in-laws as well. And on our first day, I sat next to a lady. And she lives 2 streets over from us. And we made friends, and it's honestly great.
It's been so nice knowing that every week I have space, a reason to get out of the house, which isn't always easy with a little bub in tow. But for my own well-being, it is so necessary to get out into the community and mingle with other mums. It provides a place to connect, learn about important topics, sing and make crafts and share experiences.
I heard about space through a friend, and I thought, I could do that, and just kind of put it to the back of my mind. And then I was online at 2 a.m. or something, and I think it popped up on Facebook that there was a class starting. And I thought, I'll just sign up, why not? We've got nothing to lose. So now I tell everyone else about space. I'm like my friend, I'm like, have you joined? Are you in a group? Come to space.
Some of the other groups around are expensive and therefore are not accessible for all. I'm so appreciative that space is not like this, because all mums should be able to access a group like this if they wish to. So it's thanks to the generosity of people who support PCA that people like this mum Brittany are able to come to space. I particularly appreciated the special topic last week on introducing solids. Alicia from Te Rito Ora was a knowledgeable and approachable speaker, and I didn't even know that Te Rito Ora ran free clinics from Pukekohe Maternity Hospital each week.
I mean, it's very much really important to build those relationships between all the mums. We also have dads attending, although it's a little bit rarer than I sort of thought from my first groups. I had a few dads attending as well. So often they'll kind of attend as a partner to mums who were enrolled. So we kind of we do welcoming songs, a little bit of waiata. We do whakatauki. We'll quite often sort of use that as well, just as a welcoming to everybody as they come in. And we do a round with our mums as well, so we'll kind of sit, as you mentioned, we sit in a circle and we all have a chance to speak. We try not to put the pressure on the mums though, so if they've managed to wash their hair and get to space and that they feel like they've accomplished something just in doing that, we just welcome them. And even if they're running late or whatever as well, we're very welcoming. We create this non-judgmental space for our mums as well. And we run through, we'll do music, starting off very gently for our term 1 babies. We'll usually have a craft as well, which is quite nice. We'll have a cup of tea available and our mums will sit around quite often. Some groups more than others, but they'll sit around and enjoy that crafting as well. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to encourage them to start the crafts, but some of our groups just take to it really, really well and they enjoy that downtime as well. And we come to term 3 and we sort of treat that as a play term. So we'll be out in the sand pit, really giving mamas and babies a little bit of confidence to engage in some of those activities as well.
As a person involved heavily in education, one of the greatest gifts that you can help a parent to do is to relate to their child. and those relationships established at a young age last forever.
Our learners absolutely love Seasons. It is an amazing opportunity. We see an increasing amount of learners in our school who need support with their feelings, their big emotions, what we do with those. So not only is it benefiting them right now and what they've experienced, but they're gaining life skills that is going to take them through on how to, these emotions aren't going away, this is life, and we feel that they really gain something from when they come into Seasons. I felt like we've had some that have been through very significant trauma in their lives, or change and grief in their lives, and for a young person to be told, here are some interventions, here's some counselling, you're going to talk to this person, trained people that will talk to them, but however, what an amazing opportunity to be able to go into a room with peers who may have been experienced something similar or have the same emotions, and to hear from someone the same age as you that actually I know what that's like and I feel that too, or to hear someone else's story and to think, oh, I'm not alone in this. And something that Marissa and the companions do is build such a trusting relationship where our learners are just so excited to go, and is it Seasons Day, is it Seasons Day, and we know that they go into those sessions and they come out buzzing, and that Marissa spends the time to get to know them and hear them.
The Seasons program has a very positive impact on at Waiuku College, so I'm very happy to share these positives with you. As a counsellor, I understood that loss and grief came in many forms for our students. For example, this could have been through the loss of a family member or friend, the loss of family stability through divorce, the loss of a pet, the grief and the sense of loss suffered when families migrate, the loss of familiar faces or friends when students move schools. Processing this grief and loss is vital for our mental health, and learning strategies to creatively express grief helps.
I was at my most vulnerable point in life. Sorry. Having a partner of 7 years leave me to raise our 3 children alone. It wasn't a situation I pictured myself in, being 6 months pregnant. Fortunately, I had my family and friends support me throughout it, which led to us going into Seasons for Growth. So it was a challenging time adjusting to sharing our children and beginning to accept our new life would entail. Along with this came with challenges of anxiety and depression as I tried to navigate parenting alone. Seasons of Growth taught me the importance of accepting these emotions and regulating them more purposefully, while acknowledging that it is okay to share our most vulnerable parts to our children, to teach them that it's okay to not feel okay and to reach out for support when you need it. My eldest daughter, Isla, attended Seasons of Growth alongside me. As the weeks went on, I believe our relationship strengthened and continued to. Isla was able to relate to other children attending to Seasons for Growth that were experiencing similar situations. She was beginning to feel less alone in a new life and began to build on her new friendships to explore her feelings further. I truly believe Isla's self-confidence and self-esteem was restored over these 8 weeks that we shared with Seasons of Growth.
Several years ago, we decided that we did not have enough funds in the church to support the community as we would like. So a person moved and was fully agreed by the church committee that we would start an op shop. Every cent from the op shop goes into community services. But the other thing is, during COVID, and shops were not available, and actually had someone who couldn't get clothing for a child. Oranga tamariki were not allowed in to get that. So what I did was I pulled the blinds, put the clothing out in the hall, and if people came in desperate for clothing and that sort of thing, there was only one person here and people could go in and just take what they wanted. You know, we've got to reach out to those in need. So They run the op shop 3 days a week, and just to draw it to your attention, and we do not pay any staff and there are no costs. They have free use of the building and that sort of thing for them. A whakatauki that I really appreciate, and something that's so true in what we're trying to do, is with my food basket and your food basket, the people will thrive. Over time, the number of food parcels that we are dealing with has increased hugely. So Vicky is holding the forms that are filled in by people who have requested food parcels.
January to June 23, 6 months.
Now we get a lot of comments about, oh, people don't really need the food, blah, and carrying on. Well, Vicky works for an organisation in Pukekohe that is called
Franklin Family Support Services.
And Vicky is a key person there. And her role there is
As a budgeter or financial mentor. So I get the referrals from PCA about people who want to actually work and sort things out.
that's all the referrals I've made to you. So can you hold it up so people can see? So that is how many referrals we have made to Franklin Family Support in the last 3 months.
And we're overwhelmed now.
I'm sorry, we're keeping them out of mischief down there.
When people come to us, often they're at very different stages. Some people are on a benefit and not getting their full what they're entitled to. So that's the first thing we check. That's number one. What they're entitled to, are they getting? Then we talk a lot about understanding how much money is coming in, how much money is going out, and how they structure their accounts. So often making sure that the basics, like paying your rent, paying your power, that money is all set aside separately and is quite different from other spending money, so that the roof over the family head is safe. There's a lot of debt in this community, and quite often people get it when they're young and it may have sat around for a while. So that's where we do credit reports, check, work out, is it possible to repay the loans? Do we look at consolidation? Do we do some debt work with them? And there are a lot more options now than just going into insolvency. We can usually work with creditors, work out a settlement and get some payment so that we actually reduce the amount they're paying per week, so we can see the amount for food going up and hopefully not coming back here, because success number one is to win themselves off needing food parcels because they can do it better. And at the same time remembering that a lot of the people who come to us have ongoing severe health issues of various types, often mental health issues, and so looking at work or employment as the answer is not always possible, and it's trying to work out often a better housing situation so that they've got enough money to live. So quite complex. Most of the people who get into financial trouble would be sole parents, or they're single people who are on their own, and increasingly retired people on their own. It is a changing demographic who are coming to us. I'm sure we could do more in Pukekohe to help people, but what PCA is doing through the food bank is actually meeting the needs of the most vulnerable in our society. A lot of the people who are really on the margins, who find it difficult to engage, and even setting up an appointment and sending them a text and then arriving, it often takes 3 or 4 times before it happens. So it's quite a lot of work But when you see someone turn the corner and say, oh, and they just get so pleased when they see debts going down and realise, hey, I'm in charge of my life now, that's what makes it very worthwhile for us. And what PCA are doing with the food bank here, just to tide people over and also to be an attraction that those vulnerable people on the margins do come in, and they're given the opportunity then to really work things through. So, congratulations.
So yesterday we had a person came in for a food parcel, and they said, I asked if they had a budgeter, and they go, yes, and because sometimes they create names, I said, and who's your budgeter? Oh, it's Vicky. Do you need me to, do you want to ring her? And I go, nah. Yes, so she came in for a food parcel, but she's waiting for an appointment because Vicky has got her involved. She said, I smoke marijuana, I drink alcohol, and I want to get off both. Now, would I go into a place randomly and tell someone that? But that's the state that working together, we have got this woman that she will talk to us. Someone asking me, as someone rings you and says, or turns up at the door, can I have a food parcel? Do I just say, sure, buddy? No. So we do have a procedure that we go through with people wanting food parcels. So firstly, I talk to them, but I do it in a non-judgmental way. Look, you know, what's happened for you? Why do you need this at the moment? Now, from that comes quite often a raft of other things. They may also turn around and say, my house burnt down. We were burgled. Do you need kitchen utensils? Do you need clothing? Do you need? So yes, we talk to everybody, and I try to do that personally because I think I come across in a way that's, you know, friendly, non-judgmental. If they say, well, I was given this number from Well Woman, okay. Maternal mental health, of course, yes. But from me, they get passed to Bob, usually, or Anne, or Richard, and they go through and they say, well, what is it you like? Now, I've heard of places who've shut down food banks because of the amount of food thrown in the bin. We want to know that the people want the food. So we go through it and we list every item. Just say no if you don't want it. Most people say yes to the majority of things. The things they're most likely to turn down are baked beans, don't get it, tuna, and that. But when you talk to them about, well, you could mix the baked beans in with the mince and that sort of thing and give them a few ideas. We have now gone up to pretty much about 75% who actually want vegetable soup mix in winter, and we've talked to them about how to make veggie soup, how to make a fish pie, and so you put it in that additional support around it. So then Bob keeps a record of them all, and you know, if they've been 2 or 3 times, well, are you willing to be referred? 75% of, I did a check over a 3-monthly period last year, and 75% only came once in 3 months.